Roisin is now 8 months and a couple of weeks old. She's been 9 months on the 1st of July, and she has progressed really well in terms of her development. She has pretty much been on the nose or a bit ahead of the curve, apparently. She's been crawling now, I would say, for 2 weeks. And she was really trying for, I'd say, 2 weeks before that. And I know I got married in May, and my sister and her 2 boys were over, and they were really encouraging her and showing her how to crawl and pulling her arms and her knees forward in the right sequence, and really willing her to crawl. And I was convinced she'd be crawling and she'd have a tooth by the time they left. But they unfortunately that didn't happen, but literally within a few weeks of them, or a few days of them leaving, she began to crawl. She's crawling quite fast. She's pulling herself up on furniture and on people. She's almost learning to climb up the stairs, which is quite scary. She can balance by holding onto one thing with one hand. And she's really wants to walk, really is trying hard to stand up and walk. You hold on to her 2 little hands, like with you give her your index finger and she grabs onto it and she pulls her, you can kind of guide her, and you don't even need to hold her up. You just, leave your hand there, she leans on you and she walks. She's amazing. And even going up and down the stairs, she's worked out a way of going up the stairs. She kneels with one knee and then steps with the other leg, and kneels and then steps, and kneels and then steps. She's real cute. She worked it out by herself. That was kind of cool. We have installed stair gates now for the past week, so that's how serious she's moving around. She's quite confident being left by herself. We have this routine in the morning where we come down, we leave her in the room by herself playing with her toys. We make our breakfast and her breakfast, come back up. She's still sitting there playing away, happy. She's starting to engage a lot more with the television. She likes baby TV, which is on Sky on channel 623 in Ireland. It's quite good. It's quite simple and calm and repetitive. It's not mental, busy, frantic images like the older kids' cartoons tend to be. So it's not too bad, not too annoying to have in the background. Somebody had asked me about Your Baby Can Read. She really does like Your Baby Can Read. She tends to remain focused on it a lot longer than she would remain focused on baby TV. But I haven't seen really a response or a reaction. Like if you say head, shoulders, knees and toes, she still doesn't know where the head is. She wouldn't be able to say head, or wouldn't be able to recognise the word head like they show on the ads. But I think if I did it every day, or if I did it every week, maybe we'd have some progress. But I just haven't managed to be able to do that. I barely wash my clothes every week, so I'm not good on the old routines. When my nephews were over, she was so engaged with them. I think that's one of the reasons why she was so developed, is that they were engaged with her every day. They played with her every day. She watched, she learned from them. It really made me think about getting her involved in some gymboree or some clap handies or one of those children's activity groups. I'm not sure if she's still too young for that, but even a crash a day a week I think would be good for her. As much as myself and my husband interact with her and play games and sing and do actions and read and play toys and stuff, I still think she needs the child interaction. Even we were in Dundrum Shopping Centre today and she was so engaged. She was like watching the kids. We sat and had an ice cream. We were just talking, myself, my mum, and there were kids messing around where we were sitting. She just kept watching. She just loved it. It's also kind of inspired myself and my husband to talk about having another baby, and it would be really to get a playmate for her would be the priority, really, over our broodiness. I don't think we would have that yet. I'd say we'd be happy to leave it for a while, but I think it's the sooner that we can get an infant for her to play with, as weird as that is, the better. I don't know. It's some, that's just a thought, as weird or as controversial as that might be. Also, my thoughts of a second child would be get it over and done with. I don't want any more. Don't want to have bottles for 5 or 6 years, or the washing, all of that madness, where maybe that washing doesn't end, but the bottle cycle just gets to me. And it doesn't seem to be a day that passes without having to do more bottles. So I think if I can shorten the years that I have to do that, the better. And the nappy changing and stuff, I don't mind that too much either, but it's just the main part of motherhood that bothers me so much is the repetitive housework, the menial tasks. Obviously there's the positives, watching her grow and react and smile, and that's lovely. With regard to her eating, she was on solid foods from 4 months, and that was me pureeing vegetables and root vegetables and fruit, and that went down really well. And then I've been gradually doing the purees less and less pure, if you know what I'm saying, more lumpy, and that's been going well. She's had beans recently. She seems to enjoy them. I was doing more fancy Annabelle caramel recipes, and initially I think the flavours were quite strong for her. So sometimes she likes them, sometimes she doesn't. At the moment she's going through a phase of just liking the plain carrots and turnip and stuff. So I'm just keeping with it, because I'm trying to introduce 3 solid meals a day. I'm trying to cut down my bottles, trying to just keep it to 4 bottles a day. Of initially we were doing 4 bottles of 8 ounces, and then I was told that was too much, and the back of the Aptamil pack says to give them 600 ml, so working out that that'll be around 5 ounces a bottle. So if I do 4 bottles of 5 ounces, and that would give her 600 ml in the day. So that's kind of hard to get that down. I've only just started doing that, and I'm trying to get her more hungry, so she's more interested in her solids, because she doesn't seem to be eating too much of them. And compared to other babies that I've seen, I know I shouldn't really be comparing, but I see that they eat an awful lot more than she does. So I'm just kind of going, I want to make sure I'm doing it right. So that's what my main thing at the moment with her. With regard to her teeth, not one yet, but she's like drooling, teething, pain. Poor thing. No sign of them yet. She moved out of our bedroom after we got married, mainly down to the fact that the room that we were going to have her in had people staying in while they were here. So it was harder for my husband than it was for me. I was dying for her to get out of the room. I was dying for my room back. I was dying for the attention from my husband again, and because he was very always slept toward her cot and always watching her and making sure she was okay, and I missed the attention. So I was looking forward to her moving into her own room, and she was not in the slightest bit bothered by the move at all. She generally, since a month ago, she's been sleeping through the night, which is amazing. Goes to bed at 7, doesn't get up until 5:30. Then she's brought into our bed, and we give her a bottle of milk, and she's like about 4 or 5 ounces, and then she goes back to sleep for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours in our bed. Then we get up with her in the morning. Before a month ago, she was always waking up around either 11 and 3:30 or just 3:30, and she wanted food. So the way we cut that out is what a lot of people told me was, just give her water and she'll soon stop waking up, and fill her up more during the day. So that's what I was trying to do, give her more solids, give her more milk. So it seemed to work. So for me, watching this back in next baby time, that's what I did, and it worked. So do it again. hopefully. So that's it.